You are listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast brought to you by Birmingham Live. Hello, welcome back to the Claret and Blue podcast. My name is Dan Rolinson. In an unfamiliar position this afternoon, I'm in the living room because my internet's been rubbish. So fingers crossed everything stays connected today because we've had some issues on these in the past. I'm joined by Ashley Preece. Ash, how are you, mate? After a lovely week off, I assume.
You're going to leave me, ain't you, again? Every time I do these, you freeze and leave me to go solo and I struggle.
Feels good, doesn't it, Actually, back after a week off? All's good. Villa are coming back soon.
It does, yeah. I deleted social media last week as well. I was like living under a rock, but it was a good week in the end for Villa. It was, obviously, you started off with Watkins scoring, right, and then the kids went through in the cup, looked really good in doing so, 3-0 into the last 16 now, that Youth Cup, which is quite prestigious. Villa have won it before. What else? McGinn scored an overhead kick. Brilliant. Yeah. He's back in the goals. Wesley's back in action, 45 minutes, and everything's rosy again. And yeah, it's all down in the dumps after Tottenham. And fast forward a week, a little time off to reflect, and it's all good now. And Jack Grealish edging closer to return. Got Fulham coming up. Win that. That's it in for a good finale. So it's all positive for me now. But why not? The sun's shining.
It all sounds very positive when you put it like that. So it's absolutely nailed on for Aston Villa 0, Fulham 3, isn't it, on Sunday?
yeah, that's it. Doom and gloom back.
We'll go through the season ratings first. We'll start with the best transfer of the summer, in my opinion, Emmy Martinez. Potentially one of the best transfers in the league, not just for Villa. How would you rate Emmy Martinez? We'll kind of go through these quick fire, if you like.
Quick fire, yeah, I totally agree. Signing of the season for me. 16 million quid rising to 20, well spent. 28 years old, Argentinian international. Incredible signing. He's on to equal Brad Friedel's record of 2010 to get another clean sheet. He needs one more to get another clean sheet. It's 14 clean sheets, is it? And then, overall season, he's been colossus. Just what we needed back there without Tom Heaton last season. Tom Heaton must be cursing his luck. He's come back, ready to go again. And Martinez has snatched his shirt off him with both hands. And yeah, can't speak highly enough of that transfer. Villa pounced quick when they did. And shrewd signing. One of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League for me. They had a couple of ricks, okay. Tottenham wasn't great with it, that kick, and West Ham sticks out, but you can count them on one hand, to be honest. He's been absolutely incredible. Villa's defence all season, he's been a key part of that. And incredible signing. Hopefully he's number one for many more years to come. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for me.
Interesting. 9.5 is what we agreed on between the three of us. I think that we had to, so a little peek behind the curtain, there's obviously 20-ish players in the squad. So me, Matt and James did, I think, 7 or 8 each. But we didn't agree on the number. We just sent off our blurb to Matt and the numbers. I think Matt picked the numbers and he put 9.5. So yeah. You might have gone for 10, but yeah, 9.5, 10 for Emmy Martinez. Matty Cash, I'll start with our rating this time and then let you go. We decided on 9 out of 10 for Matty Cash, which we'll get onto it later, but some people thought that was maybe pushing a little bit high.
I'd say too high as well, probably 8, I'd say. He's done all right. Villa missed him big time with his hamstring injury. But yeah, stepping up. He's one that raised eyebrows initially. Villa going for Matty Cash, come out the blue. Knowing Villa had Gilbert and Elmo to call upon, and Gilbert finished last season okay. And yeah, he's come straight in. Dean Smith started him, and he's more than held his own, stepping up a level. I like his athleticism. I like his aggression. Good on the ball, and yeah, really likeable character. Character again, like Martinez. Really nice guy. 8 out of 10 for me. Yeah, and okay, he didn't have the best of games against Tottenham. That's down to rustiness. He didn't play in a month. But overall, I think 8 out of 10. Solid, great buy. 14 million rising to 16 million. It's nothing. Gareth Southgate mentioned him in his press conference last week. So that shows he's doing somewhat well. He can also represent Poland as well, should he switch allegiance. So, yeah, I think he's a quality player. And yeah, another one who could be around for many more years to come and be a bit of a fan's favourite.
We'll switch over to the other side then. Matt Targett at left back, and maybe why some people thought Cash was rated too highly. We put Targett, I'll say we as a collective, put Targett as an 8. Now, I think I'd have put Targett above Cash this season in terms of rating. I did the write-up for Targett and said that you'd probably win Villa's most improved this season. And just to call him most improved is probably underselling him a little bit because the transformation from last year to this year, he looks a totally different player. The amount of podcasts we've done where it's Villa need a new left back. Well, if you're going to improve on Matty Targett, you're probably going to have to spend 30 or 40 million, and that's just not Villa at the moment. So for us, we went Targett 8 out of 10, but with Cash being 9, it's probably a little bit unfair, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Targett's had a better season than Cash overall. He's only 25. He come in for a lot of money, remember, last season, 14 million quid for a Southampton understudy because Ryan Bertrand was keeping him out. Question marks were raised. He struggled a bit last season. Adama giving the run around. But I think he did an interview this season on Villa TV. He said, I've learned a lot now. I'm relishing these challenges. There's a moment at Leeds United away, supporters might have missed, where he bars at Helder Costa. He got really aggressive, which is not really Targett's nature, but he was up for the fight. And that's been epitomised throughout this season. So much improved. I think he's gained a lot of confidence from last season after his first year being Villa's left back. And yeah, I can't speak high enough of Targett. Future England international, perhaps. Although England are well stocked at left back there. But yeah, I think 9 out of 10 for Targett for me. He's been outstanding, as have Villa's defence. So yeah, I think really impressed with Targett, to be honest, Dan.
Let's go and finish that defence then. Konsa and Mings. We rated Konsa higher than Mings. We won't give away the numbers yet because I want you to decide. But you've whacked Liverpool about Ezri Konsa many a times and probably should have been in this latest England squad as well.
Yeah, I think Kante gets a 10 out of 10 from me. I love him. I love everything about him. He makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
He could play in his slippers and dressing gown. That's how he makes it look so easy. Southgate missed the tricks with him. Hopefully he's on the plane to the Euros. He's got to be. He's got Mings out of jail countless times this season. Incredible talent, to be honest. £12 million. What a deal that is. What a deal that is. Kante gets 10 out of 10 from me. Mings goes unnoticed. I like Mings a lot. Obviously, behind closed doors, you can hear him. He rallies the troops. Players lean on him. He's been so keen in that respect this season. I'll probably go an 8 for Mings. He's been incredible, like you say. He's epitomised what this new Villa's all about when he came in last season and the promotion year. He's been a key part of Villa's success and rise through the ranks. So, yeah, he's with England at the moment as well. I think Villa are well stocked at centre halves. Two good ones there. Not many better in the Premier League for me. Perhaps Diaz and Stones we've spoken about. But yeah, Mings an 8, Konsa a 10, Mings a 9 probably for me. You can't complain about Villa's defence too much this season. That's for sure. That's been solid.
We went Konsa 9.5 and Mings 8, which makes it seem like a bigger difference between the two than there probably is. I do agree that Konsa is the better of the two, but a whole 1.5 difference is maybe slightly harsh on Tyrone Mings there, I think. Yeah,
probably. Yeah, I mean, they've come as a pair. They've done well, and they've built up that understanding now. It's crazy to think Konsa didn't get a kick in last season when Engels keeping him out. It was that Mingles partnership, wasn't it? And he's took his chance, and they look like they've been playing together for years. So hopefully it's the new partnership, the Malberg Larson, the Teal McGrath. Hopefully this is Mings and Konsa's little part of the folklore, yeah.
Going to midfield then, Douglas Luiz, first of all. Difficult one to rate Douglas Luiz. I had the probably misfortune of doing this one. I couldn't quite pin down my thoughts on him because I like him, but I really want to love him a bit more. I think he's very good on the ball. He's got elements where I think, what a classy player. 1 minute I'm thinking Man City are going to come and nick him away from us and pay 20-odd million. And other times I'm looking at him thinking, I'm not even sure he should be in the Villa side, to be honest. It's like a flip-flop between the two so often. So I went with a 6 out of 10 for Luiz. Now, still now, I don't know whether that's too harsh or not.
Douglas Luiz, for the player ratings I do every week after games, he's the hardest player to mark, similar to like Nakamba, because they do the work you don't see that often, do you know what I mean? Nicking the ball and playing it quickly. I find Douglas Luiz a really hard player to mark in that sense, whereas like your Grealish, they stick out like a sore thumb. Kante, the same. Got a rating this season, probably 7's fair. I'm a big fan of Douglas Luiz. I think Man City missed a trick by letting us have him. And I think he's better when he plays against the better teams. You know what I mean? Man City's the Chelsea. I think he comes into his own. I think he tries a bit too much when he knows he's got the better of lesser opposition, as it were, and he can get unstuck that way. But incredibly young player again. What was it? What was the deal? Was it 12 million quid or 15 million quid? Was it?
I think.
Again, a player who's added to that value, and I think he's a player who's going to improve year on year. So yeah, I think he's much improved from last season. I think he's done well this season, and he's been up and down in parts, but I think 7 out of 10 is a fair score for Douglas. I think he can be a key component for Villa moving on. I think he'll suit European football for sure, and fully fledged Brazilian international now. So not many clubs boast them. So yeah, thumbs up from me, Douglas. I like him.
We'll go to John McGinn next. Now, I can't remember who wrote this. It definitely wasn't me. Who has kidnapped the marauding midfielder who burst onto the scene during Villa's promotion season? McGinn is a pale imitation of the player we know he can be. Now, that sounds quite harsh when you put it like that, but he's not been as good as we know he can be, and that is disappointing, isn't it? In a season where Villa have been very good, previously you'd think, John McGinn will have to be on form, Jack Grealish will have to be on form, Douglas Luiz will have to be on form for that. And two of those three haven't really done the business this year. Yeah,
I think McGinn was quick to point out his Villa role in the Scotland interview after he scored. He said, I'm playing deeper this year, but it's nice to be back in the goals again. He was desperate to be back in the goals again, he said. His last goal was against Liverpool, was it? That deflection from the corner? Long time ago. Just showing his exploits last week for Scotland. The bicycle kick. He's a threat, isn't he? He was a threat throughout last season. Ghosting into the box. Villa have missed that this time around, and it's bad that down to Smith. He's playing a bit deeper. That's fine. Villa have been defensively good this season, and McGinn's work off the ball has probably been got unnoticed as well. He's a ball of energy, like you say. He's closing down midfielders there, and he's not getting up the other end of the pitch. He's not allowed to. The shackles are on him. So tactical this season, he's had to sacrifice a bit of his game. Yes, Sam Platt's just mentioned there, McGinn's been played out of position. I totally agree there. I think McGinn could play as where Barkley's played as a 10. I really do. I think he play higher up and get in behind Watkins if Watkins wants to come deep. I'd like to see that. But yeah, McGinn, rating wise, it's hard to compare him to last season because I love him. 6 or 7. I'm going to go 7. I think we're too harsh on McGinn. I'll go 7 McGinn. I think he's been all right this season. He's doing a job that he's not accustomed to. Do you know what I mean? He's plugging gaps. He's filling in, and hopefully we can see him get further forward in the 10 games to go. But
there's someone who always comments when we talk about McGinn who's a Hibs fan. And I remember they always leave a big comment saying how good he was at Hibs and how they watch Villa now and think he's just not the same player for this season because they can just see that he's being played out of position. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because like you said, he's doing a different role now, which is affecting the team differently because Villa are doing well. So ultimately, the system is working, I guess. But we suffer in some senses because John McGinn isn't the same player that we think he can be.
Yeah. Just had news come through. Jack Grealish has returned to training. Bodymore today. So he's back.
Nice. Good. So we'll see whether he plays Sunday or not.
Yeah, exactly.
He should do. We'll get on to Jack Grealish's rating shortly. The next one in the midfield was Ross Barkley. I won't give away our score yet, but your thoughts on Ross Barkley, who was one that we seem to talk about every single week.
Yeah, big talking point, isn't he? Came in as the marquee signing. Big statement when he arrived. And he blossomed, didn't he, alongside Grealish and Watkins, that little trio. Cooked up a storm. The tore Arsenal to bits, tore Liverpool to bits. Barkley was the match winner at Leicester. And his forms fell off a cliff a little bit. I think his confidence took a hit after his injury. Long old injury that was, hamstring injury. And Dean Smith tried to play him into form. He probably should have took him out sooner than he did. And in that respect, he probably gets a 5 or a 6, nothing more. He hasn't featured in Villa's last 5 games, has he? He hasn't started in Villa's last 5 games. And yeah, he's at a bit of a crossroads in his career now, Barkley. I really want him to come on strong with 10 games to go because look at the player he is. He's an asset when he's fit and firing. So whether he'll get that chance, I'm not too sure now with Villa having Morgan Sanson, so Jacob Ramsey emerging, but still time to go. I think he needs to lay down a marker and needs to do more with his time on the pitch if he gets it. So yeah, a tale of 2 seasons for Barkley, isn't it? He was a 9-10 start of the season, firing on all cylinders, and returned a bit flat and hasn't been at the races. So yeah, mixed bag from Barkley. I can't see Villa signing him on this form, to be honest. It'd be a big investment for that, but we'll see. But I'll probably say 5.5, 6 out of 10 overall.
Yeah, we said 5. Our ratings are probably just 1 lower than yours by the looks of it. I think Luiz and McGinn, we went 6 and Barkley 5. You went 7 for those two and a 6 for Barkley. So
I'll get the backlash off the players, you see. So
yeah, fair. I mean, Ross Barkley can come and have a go at me if he wants, but yeah, 5 out of 10 for Ross Barkley. Jack Grealish, I had the pleasure of writing about Jack Grealish. It was a very short paragraph. I just said, look, what else can you say about the guy with the magic in his boots that we haven't already said before? We miss him because he's not in the side. He's our captain, talisman, inspiration, whatever buzzword you want to go for. I rate him very highly. His fragile shins less so. I went for 9.5 out of 10. What would you say for Super Jack?
10 out of 10, mate. Can't Super Jack, isn't he? Incredible season. His stats are crazy. He's having the best season of his life. His numbers are there. He's close to 10 goals and 10 assists now. He's had a month out. I think only Bruno Fernandes is ahead of him for chances created. That's despite his injury. He's ahead of De Bruyne, all the stats. And oh my God, look how Villa have missed him without him. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, he's been incredible this season. It's such a joy to watch live as well. I'm
jealous of that.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Fans haven't seen the best Jack Grealish yet. It's a scary talent. It's just skipping past players for fun. And yeah, really relishing it. So hopefully he comes on strong now. The club just put out a tweet. He's back in training today. So hopefully he's on the mend for Fulham on Sunday. Been long awaited. Been a bit frustrating journey for his injury, but we're nearly there now. And he's come back at just the right time like he did last time. So hopefully we're on a 10-game winning streak like last time.
Imagine. We'll go with El Ghazi next. Before we get to my man Ollie Watkins, we'll go El Ghazi and Trezeguet at the same time. They both played. No, not Trezeguet. Traoré. I do that every single time. Actually, all three. El Ghazi, Traoré, Trezeguet. Just go for all three, mate.
They're mesh into one good player, wouldn't they? I suppose. You got the work rate of Trezeguet. You got the silky Traoré. And you got the finishing of El Ghazi. He's a good finisher. They'll all be a great player. All three. I'll probably say Traoré has been the standout for me on a consistent basis. Okay, he hasn't lived it up week by week, but he's coming. He ain't done too badly, to be honest. 17 million initial from Lyon. Bit of a statement signing as well. Champions League pedigree and all that. He's shown glimpses, hasn't he? His skill, first time finishing. He's got in the goals, but consistency is an issue, as it is with a lot of wingers, apart from Grealish, who's just consistently good. Same with El Ghazi as well. Yeah, that good December. He's up for Player of the Month in the Premier League. He was on fire, wasn't he? After scoring that penalty. As for Trezeguet, it just hasn't happened for him, has it? He started the season well. He had a goal rubbed out at Arsenal at the back post where that went down as an own goal. That could have kicked him on. And he picked up a hamstring injury at West Ham and had a lengthy spell out. So all three, I'd probably go Traoré a 7, El Ghazi a 6, and Trezeguet 5 probably in that order, I'd say.
To be fair, that's close. We went Traoré and El Ghazi 6 and Trezeguet 5. So 2 out of 3 are matched there. Is it fair to say that Trezeguet is the worst of those three now? Is he the third choice winger?
It's a tough one, isn't it? I'd say so. Although he did start the season, didn't he? He was his preference, wasn't he? Just hasn't happened for him. He's just struggling. He needs a goal. He hasn't scored since Arsenal in Project Restart. He needs a goal. He needs that confidence boost. I think he's been away with Egypt with Salah, which has done him the world of good on the international break. But yeah, I do feel sorry for Trez now and again. Does a lot of work. Doesn't get rewarded. And he didn't put in the best performance against Spurs. But yeah, struggling for consistency. It's a hard thing to grasp as a winger. I think he needs to go back to basics. And obviously with Jack back, hopefully that helps. But yeah, I think interesting one. Is Trezeguet going to stick around after this summer? I feel I want to go on to bigger and better things. I'm not so sure. So we'll see. But El Ghazi, he had a good month. I need more from him as well. And likewise Traoré. So all three could do coming to the fore with 10 games to go to really make a statement ahead of the summer. And
finally, Ollie Watkins, the main man up front. I think we went 9 out of 10.
Yeah, really like him. Great guy. Become a national treasure overnight after his goal in San Marino. Took that really well. I seen him after the Tottenham game out the gates at Villa Park. Said all the best for next week. Not knowing it just exploded into just becoming like a sensation, and everyone's took to him. All the England lads seem to like him a lot in terms of Villa's form. 10 goals, double figures in his first season.
Should be more as well.
Should be a lot more, yeah. He's a long-term investment. I'm going to say 8, 9. Probably saying I'm saying 8 out of 10. Again, it's a hard one to judge because 10 goals, he does a lot more than just score, doesn't he? But yeah, a long-term investment, paid the money for him. This was priority signing last summer. I think he's here to stay. I think he's had a great season, stepping up, like you say. I think he'll kick on even better next season. So 8, 9 out of 10, something like that.
There's obviously a few more players in the squad that we rated. You got Elmo, Nakamba, Sanson, etc. I don't want to ask you about all of them because most of them have only had a couple of appearances here and there. There's two I wanted to ask you about at the same time: Jacob Ramsey and Morgan Sanson. Yeah,
it's still early days for the pair of them, to be honest. Villa signed Sanson ahead of schedule. They wanted to sign him this summer. They've seen the opportunity there to buy him for £14 million. Got him in. Took him time to adapt. He wasn't fit enough. He openly admitted that. The training sessions were too quick. But he's getting there now. I've liked what I've seen when he's come on. I'd like to see him start a few more games now, coming into the end of the season. So I'm expecting treble the player of what we've seen now from Sanson into next season. I like what I see from him. As for Jacob Ramsey, 19-year-old kid, I think he's done well. He come in for his first start. Wolves away against Martinez and Neves, and he did really well. He ousted Horan out the team, out the squad. He went. Ramsey's taken his chance. I really like him. He could do the goal as well. He's been close on a few occasions now, bursting into the box. But yeah, he signed his new deal as well, Ramsey. His brother's doing really well in the youth setup as well. He lit it up last week. So the future's good. I think he's good to have around. Villa didn't want to put him out on loan again. They kept him around the group. I think he's excelled. I think he'll be double the player next season as well. He knows he can play at this level. So 19-year-old kid doing it for his boyhood club. Nothing better to see. So yeah, I think Villa are in good hands in midfield there. Regarding ratings, it's hard to rate them, isn't it, really? I'd probably say Ramsey's done well. 7 out of 10, really done well. Sanson, probably 6. We'll see more of him next season, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we put 6 for both, which possibly a little bit harsh to rate Ramsey below Sanson, but yeah, I think that's what we went for. 6 is the average, isn't it? Is that my correct understanding? Everyone starts with a 6.
I'll just go off Football Manager. The start with a 6, didn't I? So.
yeah. 6 out of 10 sounds quite good, but it's not, is it really? It's only just over halfway. Anyway, getting bogged down in the details. Let's talk about the summer transfer window, which is something that we're fast approaching with only 10 games left of the season. There'll be all kind of rumours coming at you. We've had a look on the website of 5 Villa transfers that we can make in the summer. I'm going to read out all 5 names in one go. We've got Odsonne Edouard from Celtic, Divock Origi from Liverpool, Ivan Toney from Brentford, Michael Olise from Reading, and David Brooks from Bournemouth. You look at those and think midfield and striker is where Villa needs to strengthen. No defenders on the horizon there. First of all, is that what you think Villa will do? Look to bolster midfield and striking options in the summer? Obviously got Wesley coming back very soon as well. Yes. So that'll be almost like the old cliche, a new signing, won't it?
He will, yeah. A whole cliche, yeah. I think on that list, I think Michael Olise sticks out for me, 19-year-old. I watched him play Blues the other week, and he really stood out, standing like a sore thumb in the Championship. So it's a market Villa know well. Matty Cash, Ollie Watkins, even McGinn and Mings, they've all played the best football in the Championship. Villa not afraid to tap into that market. I think Smith did an interview recently as well, saying British talents is what we'll go at. So yeah, I think Olise sticks out there. Regarding improving the squad, I think attack, I think that they're looking to improve the attack. A lot of players will have uncertain futures. Keenan Davis, what next for him? He doesn't seem to be getting the starts that we want to see him in. He hasn't been given that much of a chance to impress, as it were. Will he seek a loan move? In his first team football, he needs to be playing week in, week out. We haven't seen that. And elsewhere, I spoke about Trezeguet earlier. Will he stick around to go again? Will Smith stick around with El Ghazi, Traoré, Trezeguet as the wingers, or will improvements be made? Probably be the latter. Improvements will be made. But yeah, like I say, there's 10 games to go. I think it's a shop window for everyone now to prove themselves. They're up to the standard because Villa want European football next season, okay? They might not get it this season, but they really want to kick on next season. So I'm expecting a big summer in that regard. Sporting director Johan Langer, I think he's working away behind the scenes, identifying a list of players to sign and bolster the squad. conversation about Ross Barkley perhaps with Chelsea. Can't see that happening now. Elsewhere, yeah, Wesley and Ollie Watkins. Will Villa going for a striker? Tammy Abraham? Who knows? That could sail on, all depending on what Chelsea do. Because he ain't playing at all at the minute. Haaland's there to be got at. Will Chelsea get him? Will that cause like a domino effect? Loads of scenarios to look at. Just analysing the squad on the whole. Martinez, sound. I think at right back, I think Gilbert will come back to compete with Cash. I can see that happening. Almo, perhaps, contracts up. He's been such a good servant, Almo. I can't speak highly enough of him. I think he'll move on to pastures new. I think Kante Mings are solid enough. Courtney Horse, I think he'll stick around. He's been unfortunate with injury this season. Bjorn Engels, what next for him? He hasn't played in over a year. I think he needs to go out and play football. Does that promote Dominic Riven from the youth team? I don't know. Will Villa go in for another centre half? At left back, we've spoken about this. Neil Taylor, he's moving on. Potentially, obviously, his contract's up. So there's a position there. I know Villa have tied down Sebastian Revan from the 23s. He looks very good coming through. It's Matt Targett's position. So loads to talk about. Defensive midfielder, Emma Mills has just mentioned there. I don't want to see McGinn playing defensive midfield next season. Emma, I'm sure you agree with that. Douglas Luiz, yeah, I think that is his position, but can he play a bit higher perhaps? We've got Marvis Nakamba. He's been out of the team recently. So I could go on forever, couldn't I, really? I think they're well stacked in midfield, to be honest. Perhaps a proper defensive midfielder to come in, like an Ndidi kind of player who could break it up, a bit bigger presence in there. That could be something they're looking at. I think the department's good. I think Sanson will be like a new signing. Chris Heath there, Sander Berg's been mentioned throughout the last few months.
Yeah, good player.
With Sheffield United going down. So yeah, I think they need to make a statement this summer. I think they need to make a statement to the likes of Grealish. He's saying we mean business yet again. And it should be an exciting one.
Yeah, good little round of that. How much do you think we'll spend in the summer?
They've gone big last 2 summers, haven't they? Is it £200 million combined? I think it was £88 million last summer on 5 players, buying quality over quantity. I think it'd be the same mantra again, to be honest. I think 2, 3, 4 new players, perhaps. I think it'll mirror last summer, to be honest. Just upgrades in key positions. I think Nassef, Suarez and Wes Edens, they mean business, don't they? Everyone can see that. So I think they'll go big again. And they'll be working on the transfer list priorities now. So we'll see. I think I've lost you, Dan. Have I lost you?
No, still here.
Oh, you there? The same went then. But promise it'll be a big summer. I think that'll be the bracket. I think 80 to 100 million. I think will be spent on improving the squad again. We'll
call it a day there. Thanks very much, Ash, for joining me this afternoon, Monday, to get things rolling for the start of the week. Aston Villa are back on Sunday, and so is Jack Grealish. Back in training at least. Fingers crossed he actually plays, but he should do if he's back in training.
Come on, Jack.
It's been a long time, this international break. It's been as long as all the others, but it feels like it's absolutely dragged on. So I think I'll speak for us all when I say I'm looking forward to Villa coming back and hopefully winning on Sunday evening, mate. Yeah, let's go for it. Fulham, there to be got at. And I think this break would have done Villa wonders now. 10-game shootout to go. I think they can do something special if they keep at it. Thank you for listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please do let us know. We love hearing your feedback. We'll be back soon with another episode, but until then, up the Villa.